Record. Okay, so it won't go live to the public. It just goes direct to whoever needs it. So just so you know. Okay. Right. Yeah. Good to see you all. Yeah. So this is the seventh class we've done, theory class, which is great. Can you all hear me? Okay. Is everything all right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna mute everyone, and if anyone's got anything to say, just unmute yourself and just say.
I'm not sure if he's slightly quieter than other people or not.
Who, me? Am I quieter? Okay. Well,
I don't know if other people talk. A minute.
Yeah, I can talk.
Yeah, me too. That's bloody loud. I'm getting it through.
Am I quieter?
Yeah, Dave. You little bit, I think, but not. It's just a bit more bassy, maybe.
Yeah, because I've got a bass mic on. Let me just lift it up a little bit. Is that better?
Trying to make up for your girly voice.
Yeah, exactly. Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right,
that's
cool.
fine. I can hear you anyway.
All right, nice one. Well, I'm gonna mute you all anyway, so you can turn me up a bit. Okay, so today's lesson, we're gonna learn another major scale shape. There are 5 in total, and ultimately on the guitar, you want to be able to play this major scale here, 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 and here, and cover frets 0 to 12. So then you've got like freedom to just float about the fretboard. And I know I say it's the major scale, but as I've said in the past, and I'll repeat it again, is that everything is within the major scale. So if you can learn the major scale in 5 shapes, you know all your minor scales, you know all your dominant 7th scales, you know everything's within it, you know all your diminished scales. I'm not going to explain how that works yet because it'll be too much information, but pretty much you just start on different points of the major scale and go up it, and it'll give you different sounds. But the main aim is to really know 5 major scale shapes ultimately, and it ain't going to happen overnight. It could take a year. Do you know what I mean? It could take a year to learn the 5 shapes and get really comfortable with it. So people who try and take it on straight away, it's a big task. It takes a lot to learn these. It's not just learning them, it's putting them into practice. That's the hardest thing. So let's go back to the thing. So we've got 5 shapes to learn in total. So today we've learnt 1. We learnt the G major last time. And we're going to learn the next G major along. So we should be covering from 0 to the 5th fret with the same scale. Okay, so I want to show you how to move in between shapes. So when I say move in between shapes, we'll go like, and then we're into the next shape. We're over here, and then we'll go back to this shape. So we're in this shape, we learnt it. I'll go over it in a bit. This is one we did last time. And then the next shape is up here. So we want to be able to be moving in and out of all these shapes. So we're going to learn the second shape along. And I'm going to give you some exercises on how to play the scale into the next shape. So, and then we're going to look how to move through the scale using different intervals. Does anyone know what that might mean? Using different intervals. Anyone?
Is that the time limit? Oh, sorry, it's the interval between the notes.
Yeah. So a classic example is when someone learns a scale and then they start to use it. They go like this. And what happens is the scale they're playing sounds like a scale exercise. There's no music there, there's no melody. You're running up and down a scale. And because the reason why that is because you're always going to the next possible note, forward or backwards. You know, you'll play a note and you'll play the next note. Then you'll play the next note in the scale, and then you might run back down the notes. So you treat it like a scale. Now, interval jumps will teach you how to jump around the notes, where you start adding a bit of life and melody to it. So if I was to move in thirds, we'll get onto this in a bit, it would be like I would skip out the second note and play the next one. So instead of it sounding like, it'll sound like this. See, I'm using notes where it's jumping. Right, and I'm mixing it up with scales. I'm mixing it up with jumping notes, and I'm doing something called chromatic runs as well. So all these things start to make it rather than just play. All I was doing there, I was pretty much doing it like the exercises we're gonna do. I weren't doing anything that flash. I was just jumping exercises.
That sounds more like jazz to me than yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised. Is a sixth interval. You know, all these pop songs and rock songs use interval jumps, because if they didn't, you'll know it in like metal music. Do you know when they run up and down scales and you think, oh, it's impressive, but you can only take 2 minutes of it before you're bored? Have you ever felt that when you listen to certain types of music? It's because they're just running up and down scales and your mind's craving just a bit of melody. And that's why you can listen to Brian May and you can sing his solos, because there's melody within it. And all the famous melodies in songs, if you start to analyze it, when it comes to the chorus, they'll sing a note and they'll do a massive leap of a jump, because your ears like bigger leaps in notes. They're the catchy things. Okay, so let me just go on to the next thing. These are the keys, we don't need them. Okay, so why do we need to know these different positions? Like I said before, to have freedom over the whole fretboard. Yeah, you don't want to be restricted to just knowing one shape. You can get pretty bored pretty quick. And all famous riffs and solos use all the positions. So when you work out a famous solo, it might feel like a weird shape. You might work someone's solo out and it might feel weird, but if you know the 5 shapes, it'll feel natural. Okay, so recapping from last time, here's a G major scale. So I don't know if is it helpful for you to learn this way up. See, this is the thick string, or would you rather have it upside down like this? Does that help you? Does that help you having it upside down, or no?
I think the normal way was easier.
Okay.
For me, I don't know about anyone else.
All right. Okay. It seems like the majority of you. Sorry, Michael. You like that way. So if we're on the top string, we want to be on the 3rd fret. Let me just. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so we're on the 3rd fret, and that's your G. And then on the, I tell you what, I'll stagger it. So G is on the top string. You want to be playing this with me now. We have worked on this, but we're just recapping. So you got G, and on the next string you've got A, B, C. So open A, B, C, and then on the 4th string you've got D, E, F sharp. So that's the 0, 2nd fret, and 4th fret. And then the next root is actually the open note on the there. But then we can continue it to 2 lots of the major scale. It covers 2 octaves. So you're on the 2nd fret there on the A. And then on the 2nd string, you go B, C, D, which is your 0, 1, 3. And the very last one is E, F sharp, G, which is your 0, 2nd fret and 3rd fret. So. So we've done lots of things with the major scale. If you remember us singing intervals as well. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Does anyone want to demonstrate that? Rich, do you want to give that a go while people are still working on it? If anyone's stuck on anything, just
I
let me
get
know.
why it was turned round, yeah, because it is slightly alien to what I've been practicing with.
Go on, I'll do it like that and
Just-
see if you can read
yeah.
it like that. Go on.
Yeah. Oh.
There, and you can
Got
hear it
there in
properly.
the end, but
Just give it another few goes. Michael, do you want to unmute? I want you to be able to play this with a bit of confidence. Okay, cool. So by the end of this session, we should all be able to play this because we're going to do a lot of exercises with this. Nice one, Michael. Alina, do you want to unmute?
Okay.
Great. And it is a bit tricky this because it's using the open notes, and you know it can be tricky going open notes to fretted notes. So yeah, well done. That's great. Peter, do you want to unmute? Going from the G.
All right. Oh yes.
You're probably not putting the fingers
Yep.
in the right place.
Yeah, exactly right, Dave. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
That's it, go. Keep playing it because I want you to all really memorize this. Jimmy, let's hear you do it.
Not a great time at the moment. I'll have to do it another time.
All right, okay. Did you not want help with it? Or are you busy?
I'm busy at the moment.
All right, okay.
Got some stuff going on in the background.
All right, yeah, no worries. Okay, great, excellent. Okay, so that's the G shape. That if I show you that there. Now there are a few notes at the top that I didn't put on there because I think if I put them on there, it distracts you from where the start of the scale is. But obviously you can go lower when you go. So there are a couple of notes lower than it, and it is these, the E and the F sharp. So when you play this scale, you got to always start on a red note and end on a red note, because if you don't, you'll be hearing it as a different scale. So if you play these lower notes, the F sharp and the open E, back to the F sharp and end it on the G, like I just did there, because then you can hear the major scale resolving. Yeah, so they're the two notes that I just missed off there. because in the last session, you remember, if we start from this E and go up the scale, it's an E relative minor scale. It sounds like a minor scale. So it's important at this stage just to start on the G and end on the G. Okay, so that's the additional ones. So let me just go to the next thing. Okay, so here's the shape we're gonna do. Here's the same scale but in the next position. So this scale here, we just done the G shape, is the same as this scale but in the next position, and I'm going to show you where the two link up together. If you can see here in green, you can see that this shape of green here is exactly the same as here. You see that there? That's how the notes are the same. So I'll go back to that other one. So what's happening is you got this, the end of this scale here links up to the start of this scale here. So see that? This part links to that. So you'll understand it more when you play it. But I want to, rather than looking at it as a whole like that, I'm going to break it down to one octave. Okay, so we're going to work on the G shape first, that what we've just done then, but I want you to stop on, actually forget this A here, just stop at the G. So I want you to play one octave in the G shape. So so I want you to end on the G there, that red one. I should have deleted that A. So just play up that. This should be easy now, because this is a small portion of what you've just done. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, we're going to go to the second position, which is an E shape. The shapes spell out caged, by the way, C-A-G-E-D, and it always goes in that order. So if you notice, we did G, and if you spell out caged, the next shape is going to be E along, and after this it's going to be D, the shape of D. Okay, so anyway, let's start on the G there, but as you can see, it starts on the next sort of, you need your first finger for this B and E, so you might want to start on your second finger there. So if I was to show you how to start that, if you could see me, I would start on the, you got the third fret here on the top string, but I would start that with my second finger, because you go the third fret, the fifth fret, and then you've got this first finger here ready on the next string. So use your first finger, your second finger, and your fourth. So I'll tell you what fingers to use. If you start your second finger on the third fret, it's gonna go second finger, fourth finger. That's if you use one finger to each fret. And then it's gonna go first, second, and fourth finger. And then it's gonna go first, third, and fourth. So you're gonna get the same sound. So I'm going to show you that, give you a minute to just have a go on that. So, has anyone got that nailed and want to play it? I can see your fingers, Jimmy, that looks right. Go on, Rich. Okay, wicked. That's great. Just keep getting it in your muscle memory. Keep going up and down it. There's no, if you played this 50 times, it wouldn't be a waste of time. I can see you're right there, Michael. I can see you're good there. You don't need to. Alina, do you want to? Oh yeah, I can see your fingers. So it's all right if you just show me your fingers. If you show, that's it. Yeah, second finger. Yeah. Excellent. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Go on, Les. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Third finger, fourth. And if you get into a habit of using the right fingers, if I use the wrong fingers, watch how much my hand moves side to side. You know, I'm like, if I use the right fingers, watch this. See, there's not much side to side movement. That's why it's good using the correct fingers. Right, now what I want you to do is, I want you to run down the first shape, the G shape, run down and up it, and then I want you to run down the E shape. So I'm going to demonstrate it first. So I know the G shape is over here on your right, but I've done it on purpose so you can see a better correlation between the two scales. So if I play at the G shape and I play at the E shape, I think you'll all agree that it sounds exactly the same. It is the same scale, but just in the next position up. So I want to have a little listen. Peter, if you want to unmute, I want to hear you go up the G. You don't have to go back down, just go up to the G, from the G to G, and then start the E shape and do the same. I want you to realise it's the same sound. Okay, now go to the next one, the next shape up. So start with your second finger.
Right.
Can you hear it's the same?
Yeah, can, yeah. Yeah.
Is it? Are you wrapping your head around why does that sound the same as that? Or
Well, I'm not sure. Has it just moved up one tone or something?
no, it is the same notes. You've got to remember that within, say, a little box of notes, say these box of notes, you have every note in there. There's only 12 notes. So the next box of notes is going to have the same notes. And this box of notes is going to have the same notes. So you can play the same scale everywhere.
Right.
So I think the more you put it into practice, the more you use it, you'll understand. Okay, Les, do you want to unmute? Let's hear you go up the G shape and then the E shape. That's it, end on that. Right, now go to the next shape and start with your second finger on the G. There you go.
Oops.
That's it. Third finger. Good. And can your ears hear that? That is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Excellent. Just keep doing it. You're doing great. Rich.
Sorry.
Okay, so then go. That's it. No, wait there. Start on the
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you can hear that's the same scale.
Absolutely.
Is anyone else getting stuck on that? Or Michael and Alina, are you okay with that? Can you recognise it's the same scale? Good, that's the point. Because once you go up every 5 scales, you realise it's the same scale. You know, I could play you as a very fast example. Watch this. Can you hear that was exactly the same scale but covered over there? And I was only playing like 1 octave per position. Obviously you can do all 6 strings. So that's really the concept I'm trying to get through to you in this session. Okay, so this E shape, we only did 1 octave. I want to cover all 6 strings. So here's the full shape of it. So you can see what we did do was here, we did that much, yeah? So we want to continue the next strings. I don't know if you notice here, see, if I highlight the top 2 strings here, there, can you see that? If you do the first and second string, look, it's the exact same shape. Can you see that? And the 2 middle strings are the exact same shape as well. Like a first finger, third finger, fourth. First, third and fourth. So there is easy ways to memorize this. Rich, do you want to go up that scale? Let me have a listen.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah.
Oh no, 1, 2, 4 fingers. And back
Yeah.
to resolve. Always resolve it on a red. So just go back to that G. 3rd fret. Third
Oh
fret.
yeah, the
There.
G.
You can hear the resolve then.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was great. That really good.
Do you always resolve it on the G, the red?
You've
which
got
is
to, yeah. You
the
got
re-
to start it on the red, and you got to resolve it on the red because I want your ears to attune to this major scale.
that red, is that the root note?
Yeah, because look, it says G in it.
Right. Okay.
All them red ones say G, so you can resolve on any of them.
Fine.
I'm saying it as a rule to get your ears adjusted.
Yes.
Because you know if you start and end on different notes, it'll sound like a different scale. Okay. Good work. Alina? Eleanor? Aline? Oh my. I've lost the plot.
I'm still working on it.
All
Can
right,
I
all right,
practice a little
yeah,
more?
come back,
Okay.
come back. Pete, do you wanna? Oh, Michael, actually, I'll come to you in a second, Pete. Go on, Michael. Excellent. Now with you, Michael, I can see your hand is always set up for an open chord. But do you know where you've got to hook your fingers round to get a nice clean chord? Now in this situation, watch me. I'll play it like you. See me fingers?
Yeah.
They're a bit everywhere. Now watch this. If I drop my thumb down the back, see my fingers straighten up. See that difference there?
Yeah.
See this? Now I'm like a piano player, where you can just have your, see that? Watch how minimal my fingers move there. See that?
Yeah.
I can go around the scale pretty efficient. So you've got to go from this, where you still are. So if I can show you the thumb down here, and push your fingers up, and make them sort of flat on the strings. Just get used to... Okay, yeah. Very good, yeah. It may feel weird,
Yeah.
but it's good to adopt some different techniques. I jump from that one then to the one that you're doing. I'm constantly like this. So if any guitarist says, this is the correct technique, well, no, that's a technique, that's a technique. They're all techniques. So there's no one technique. Okay. I thought it was important to share that. I could see. Go on, Alina. Do you want to go now? Do you feel confident? I can guide you through it if you...
Yeah. No, I don't feel confident, but
Well, that's all right. We're learning new stuff.
okay.
It's all good.
Oops.
Excellent. And the thing, that's what I was going to say to Rich before. It catches you off guard because on this second string you got to use your second finger.
Ah.
Now you,
second. Okay.
yeah, just like you would do at the start. Because if you move your first finger here, you're using your third there, and then you've got to do a massive stretch back to here. Just try it one more time, And when you get to the second string, use your second finger.
Oh, I got lost.
Now second finger. There you go. That's it. And then your first finger set up nicely
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
nice one. Well done. Yeah, just keep practicing it. Keep going for it. Are you still on mute, Jimmy? Are you on mute for the session? All right. Yeah. Peter, let's have a little listen, and then Les, I'll come to you.
So.
Okay, good. Yeah, you just did them 3 strings. That's fine. That's good.
Oh, sorry, I was supposed to do them all.
No, yeah, but it doesn't matter. I've heard you do the other bit. So Les, let's see. Yeah, just keep practicing it as a whole, Peter. Third string. Then your second finger on this second string. Second finger. That's it. That's it. It should be on the 3rd fret. That's it. Then your 4th finger. And then just end on that red one there. That's within the scale, but just to resolve on the red. Yeah, nice one, Les. That's great. So like before, do you remember I missed out a bit of the bass notes on the other shape just so it didn't confuse you and you can see where the start is. There is actually one little sneaky little note that's before the G to make the whole shape complete. So it's only one note, whereas the other one had. So if you were going to hit the F sharp, you'd always have to resolve on the red to hear the scale. So there's only one little note to add in there. You might want to start on the G, go all the way up, and then back down, and then F sharp to G. You want to add it in there just so your mind knows that you can actually use that. Okay, all right. So what I want to do is I want to be able to go from one scale to the other. How do you do that? Like, at what point do you go from this scale to this scale? I think that confuses a lot of people when they're learning these shapes. So really you can go up at any point. You can so we're going to do it at each stage. We're going to start off in the G and we're going to slide into this one. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the first position, the G. So you're going to play the first 2 notes and then the open A, and then from there you're going to start on the B here so that's on the 2nd fret of the next. So you got in this position you're going to go G to the open A, and then you're jumping into this position. So you go. Okay, so this is where we're starting to link. So what I'll do is I'll listen to some of you while you're practicing. So Rich, just unmute yourself. So just keep practicing this. Start with the G and the open A. That's the key to this. And then you're in 2nd position. Okay, that's good. I've heard enough there. That's good. Just try on your own practice now. Try and complete that scale. So Michael, you're sticking to the 1st position there. The only notes you play out the 1st position is the G and the A. And then you've got to move into the 2nd position. So go on, do the G, and then the open A, and then your first finger starts here on this, yeah, and then you're going into this scale. That's it. There you go. So can you see how it started off in that first back here? Only 2 notes, but then it slid into this second position.
Yeah.
I can see that, Alina. That's good. Go on, Les. That's good, Les. I can see that. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next exercise. What I'll do is I'll make sure you got all these exercises, and this will give you every possible transition from one thing to the other. Okay, so we're gonna complete a bit more of this this first shape, and then when you get to this D, this open 4th string, you're gonna start the next shape here. So that. So if I demonstrate that to you, if you could see me, I start on the first position, like we did before, and then we jump into this position. So I'm going from there, it's back into the first position. Okay. So Alina, do you want to unmute and I'll listen to you while you're practicing? It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. It's I can give you little bits of help.
I can't see a little bit because I have the people on the. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. So you can imagine when you've learned all the positions, you could constantly run up octaves till you get a really long sort of. It's like, because when you stick in a position, you run out of notes, and if you don't know how to go into the next position, it's like you can't go higher. Yeah, excellent. Well done. Yeah, you've done great there.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice one, Michael. I can see you doing that. Go on, Rich. I'm just gonna watch you. Did you get the open notes in there, Rich? The A and the D. So you got to do G. That's it. There you go, and then you're into the next position. Well done. Okay, I'm going to show you. We might not get to the interval jumps today because I don't want to just rush off this in a panic to do the intervals, because I'd rather you really get to grips with this. That might be the next session. Okay, so here in this one, we're going to complete a bit more of the first.
Sorry,
shape.
Dave.
Yeah.
Was that just part of the exercise, the open notes? But I didn't have to if I didn't want to use the open notes.
Well, when we get on to, yeah, you do need to use it to understand the notes you can possibly use.
Right. Okay.
But when we get to try and making it more like music, there's no real rules on what you have to do. You can use your own expression and leave things out. But just learning the scales, yeah, open notes. You just want to know your possibilities, basically, and then you can decide what to leave in and leave out. That looks good, Alina. Yeah, nice one. I saw that. And Michael, let's see you go from the start on this G. You want to start at the top here. That's it. So you want to run down most of this position, the first position. That's it. And then the open G on the 3rd string. That's it. And then you're running into this A now, into the next position. That's it. There you go. Yeah, excellent. Just covering every possibility, really. Les, do you want to unmute?
Oops.
Oh, that's an open D there. then the open G, and then you're going into this position now. That's it. Then second finger on the D. See, what you did is you shifted your hand side to the side. Should have kept your hand in that area, so you could have just plonked your second finger down. Because
Okay.
you moved your hand backwards and then used your second finger. The whole point is you don't need to move your hand side to side at this point. Go from here, the third string on the second fret, and use your first, third, and fourth finger. On the third string, Les, not the fourth. Move down to the. I think you're on the fourth string there. That's it. There. That's it. That's it. And then second finger there. That's it. That's it. And then your little finger. That's it. And then your first finger here. That's it. That's it. Good. See, I know you know this because I've heard you play the scale, but it's the confusion now of jumping out of one position into the other. That's the battle, really. And you see it with guitarists all the time when they're like doing like little blues, so they'll go and they'll go. So they've started off here, but they've gone up the scale and they've ended up here. So that's what we're sort of aiming for. I know I keep repeating the same type of stuff, but the more I say it in different ways, you'll grasp the concept. Okay, so here. So we're only using a couple of notes really now of the second shape. And that's usually what happens. People stay in a shape and do a lot. And it's towards the end when they get to the first and second string, they start moving up into the next shape. This is probably the most popular way of jumping from a shape to another. Okay, so this is virtually most of the first shape we've done until you get to that first fret on the second string. Alina, do you want to play it? I'll watch your fingers. That's it. Go, yeah, you might as well unmute. No, there's it's the open B here. You don't want to. That's it. The B, C, and then on this D, you want to jump into it. That's it. That's it, yeah. Excellent. Actually, you weren't unmuted then. I don't think you did it. Go on, try again.
But there's a big jump at the end from the C, and then you have to go.
But you want to use your second finger on that D.
Okay. So stretch.
So then it shifts you into it. And then you can use your little finger there on the D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could even do a fancy little slide from the C to, if you want to be fancy about it. That's it, yeah. That's it. And use the option of the A, the last note, with your little finger, but then resolve it back to the G.
Okay.
So it's on the 5th fret. That's it.
With the hammer?
So you know, yeah, that's cool. That. Just so you know you got this option of that note there. So in that position. Yeah, well done. Michael?
Struggling with this one a bit. I don't know why.
Yeah, so it's virtually the whole of that first position. And then open G to A. That's it. And then the open B. And then you're moving into the 3rd fret in this position. Like the 3rd fret.
Yeah.
There. Resolving back on the G. Always resolving.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. So that one's heavy on this first position. You're just sliding up on the last. how many times have you done a little, you done that pentatonic shape there, and done this, and then gone like this, and then back into it? Does that seem familiar? Like you'd probably just, towards the end of the scale, you jump to just them few little notes, and then you're back into it. That's probably similar to what's happening here with this shape. You're just doing your full scale, and you just, on the last couple of strings, you're moving over into the next position. Okay, so the last one we'll look at is this G open scale, and then it's only, you virtually do the whole of that, and then from that E you just go up a little bit. Go, Michael.
Oh, sorry, it's slumping.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, listen. I might as well listen to you while you're doing it.
Okay. No.
That's it.
No, I don't get that wrong.
And then you're moving out of position here. When you move to that F sharp, use your first finger. And then there you go. So that one, you're just going into that next position, but just on one string.
Yeah.
I reckon once you grasp this concept of how you can move over on any string, I don't think you'll need to do these exercises anymore. I'm just trying to get used to.
I've done it a bit on mine using minor pentatonic, but
yeah. So you understand the concept a bit,
yeah,
don't you?
Just the shapes, I think.
Do you know what the pentatonic is within these shapes?
Yeah, you said that.
You know, it's the same notes. I mean, this is a 7-note scale, and the pentatonic's a 5-note scale. So basically, you're just taking out 2 notes, and you're left with a pentatonic. But I'll show a correlation with that next time. What I'll do is I'll show you a major scale, and I'll highlight the notes of a pentatonic, and you'll see the pentatonic shape within it. Okay, so that is it really. We're gonna play it from the E minor there, but do you know what? Let's ditch that. Let's just get on to just the understanding of this, and we'll pick it up next time. Is if you could see this E shape. Do you remember the one we did? Oh, what have I done there? I hate it when you hit something accidentally. Oh, there you go. Right, so you can see I've labelled it 1, 2, 8. Can you see that? So now I want you to go up the same scale, starting on the 1. I want you to really get to know them notes as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. And just up to 8, don't go any further. So you want to start with your second finger on there. Yes, that's it. So then your first finger doesn't have to jump back too much. There you go. So count to 8 when you're doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go through this scale in thirds, which means we're not going to... Do you remember what I said about just running up and down a scale can be a bit boring? It's all right, but you've got to do everything in little amounts for it to sound interesting. So here we're going to run through it in this order. We're going to go 1, 3, then 2, 4, then 3, 5, then 4, 6, 5, 7, and 6, 8. So you can see each numbers are going up by 1. So what I mean by 1, 3 is you're going to hit 1, then 3, then you're going to hit 2, then 4, then 3, then 5, then 4, then 6. So whenever you complete a 2-digit, you've always got to go back to 1 note in the scale. So it'll sound like this. Rather than just up the scale, it's jumping about the scale, and that's what you call playing in thirds. So I'm going to just guide one of you. Does anyone feel confident that I could guide you through this? So remember, you've got to count 1 to 8 and get to know them notes as numbers as well as letters. Rich, I tell you what, let's have a go. So you've got your 1 to 8. Can you count go up the major scale and just count 1 to 8 for
1,
us?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Excellent. Now I want 1 and 3. That's it. And then I want 2 and 4. Then I want 3 and 5. Wait there, no, it's on the same string. 3 and 5. That's it. Then 4 and 6. That's it. Then 5 and 7. That's it. And then 6 and 8. Excellent there. Nice one. You really got to grips with the names of the notes, but as numbers. And that way you can run up this exercise good. If you notice when I do the other ones in fourths, it's got a different set of numbers. And then in fifths, there's all different combinations of numbers. I know it seems like this is a lot to learn, but once you've got it under your fingers, it's there. Go on, Alina, do you want to unmute? Is this giving you a headache?
No, it's just that I'm a bit confused. I'm just processing it.
Yeah.
Okay, digesting it.
So 1, 3.
Okay. 1. Wait, sorry.
1,
1, 3.
And then 2, 4. That's it. Then 3, 5. And 4, 6. And 5, 7. That's it. And 7's on the 4th fret. 4. That's it. And then 6, 8. There you go. So that's what you call jumping around in thirds, because what you're doing is you're playing a note and you're always skipping a note. Do you know what I mean? You're skipping a note to the next one, but then you're going back to the second note of the scale, and then you're skipping one to get to the next. So, yeah. Michael, I might not have time to get round everyone, but... Yeah. Then 3, 5. 3. That's 5. You got to go 3 to 3, the third note. So go up the scale and get the third note. So first, it would be your first finger is the 3. Not on the second string, second fret. Yeah, that's it. And then the 5th note of the scale. That's it. And then the 4th and the 6th. That's it. And then the 5th and the 7th. So think of where the 5th note is in the scale. There. That's your 5th. Then skip one. That's it. And then your 6, 8. There you go. That's it. It seems a bit tricky, but you just got to wrap your head around it. This is unlocking you from playing improvisation just like a scale. I'm trying to... I can see it's tough because people find this tough, how to jump around a scale. So if I didn't show you this, you would just be running up and down a scale, which is a bit mundane. Oh, listen, everyone, I've got to leave the session. I'll do a little bit of feedback, but I'll also give you a little video. I'll give you this session to watch if you want to watch it again. And I'll give you a little video exercise on this little exercise. But just as a little bit of feedback, Alina, do you want to, how have you found today's session?
Very interesting, and it sort of makes your hand move better.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like a spider, yeah. So
yeah.
good,
Like
very good. And it's working, yeah.
Yeah,
good.
Is your hand okay now?
Yes, but on October 1st, I'm having my right hand done.
Oh, you're joking.
No, I'm not.
So we'll be back to pure theory then.
Yeah, yes. But I'll be there.
Rich, how have you found tonight's session?
Well, great, just brilliant. It's this a part of the puzzle. It's unlocking the whole theory thing But yeah, it's to get away from the pentatonic shapes, which can, after a while, you're just sort of running up and down. You sort of do sort of run out of ideas. But this is just a complete new puzzle that you need to obviously.
But what I'll do is I'll show you how it is the same as the pentatonics soon enough. And you'll be like, oh, right, it's exactly the same. And you'll notice everything you do, oh, it all relates back to the major scale. So I'll just quickly, Michael, how have you found tonight?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, like Rich really, it's it just sort of unlocks a bit more in your brain. You know, you kind of get used to doing the same old thing, running up and down the scales, and then this just frees everything up, I think. And, yeah.
Cool. Les, how have you found tonight?
We're going on the last session we had, which was a bit mind-blowing, I think, for most of us. And you gave us the corners of the jigsaw puzzle, I think. And now you're starting to put the pieces along the edges.
Yeah, honestly, it all links in together, and you'll just see it all.
I'm just trying to be patient about it, because obviously I don't understand the little bits you've given us until they all fit together, and then presumably I'll go,
honest, it's all good and relevant stuff, and in my head I can see how it links, and I can see how you might not understand that yet, but that's part of me to give you lots of knowledge, and then we'll start piecing how it's all connected. So just bear with it, please. Peter, how have you found tonight? Oh, go on, Les.
Can you record the next one, because I will not be in the country?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent. Peter?
Yeah, it was really interesting that, Dave. I mean, I've got to admit, I don't practice the scales very often. So this was really interesting for me tonight.
Yeah, good. You've done well. Listen, I'm going to have to leave it at that, because I've got another session like at 7 o'clock and I don't want to be late. But it's been great seeing you all. You've all done really smashing and really good. And I do enjoy these sessions. So I will see you all in a fortnight, and so, all right. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you tomorrow, Rich.
Yeah. See you.